two dudes are jawing about the new map that dropped in Dungeon Craft, crafted by none other than Kangchi. They're hyped about how insanely hard and twisted the map is, straight up wondering if Kangchi might actually be a bot instead of a real human. Then another dude rolls up, eyes on Kangchi, and starts teasing him. Like, yo, you really messing with bots? And why you eating at this tiny-ass spot when you're raking in mad cash? Kangchi fires back that the food's just too damn good. He's always been about the game life and the thrill of building crazy maps. Later, after bouncing from the convo, Kangchi heads home and mulls over why he's so hooked on the game. If anyone asked, he'd say it's cause in-game he can control things that he just can't in real life, like tweak the form and size of objects with a single click. Out of nowhere, as he's crossing the road, a wild truck, seemingly running on chaos, comes barreling at him. In a game, he'd just delete that truck. But IRL? The truck driver slams on the brakes, stopping it just in the nick of time. Kangchi cracks. Man, I thought I was about to get isekai'd. The truck driver then loses it, yelling at him for being in the middle of the road, but Kangchi just points to the pedestrian crossing sign and strolls off, leaving the driver stunned. Then things take a wild turn. A steel bar from a construction site starts raining down on a little girl. Kangchi dives in, pushing her to safety, but the bar crushes him and he dies. Next thing, he wakes up in a darkness that feels like being sucked into a black hole, wondering what the hell is going on. A mysterious being shows up and starts spitting some crap that neither Kangchi nor we can really decipher. I mean, honestly, what he said didn't even matter, but it's on screen for those who are curious. Anyways, Kangchi eventually opens his eyes in a sketchy castle. When he checks his reflection in a mirror, he's shocked to see he ain't human no more, but a damn demon. Now he's left wondering if getting isekai'd is all it's cracked up to be. Before he can figure his shit out, an unfamiliar demon girl pops up and stabs him in the back, nonchalantly asking, "It hurt, huh?" Like she just casually punctured his sternum. Kangchi flips and asks, "Why the fuck you stabbed me?" She spits out that she hated him and was dead set on killing him, raising her sword for the finish. Kangchi's like, "What did I do to deserve this much hate?" Right then, another demon whips the sword right out of her hand. The demon girl snaps at him, asking why he got in her way. Now, the boy demon, Tarmi, who tells the girl, Caldera, to stop messin' with Kangchi. Tarme then tries to chill him down and hands him a potion, calling him Kella, apparently the new name for Kangchi's reincarnation. Kella, thinking it's a healing potion, chugs it down. Tarme's surprised because he never drinks his own brew, but Kella starts coughing up blood. The potion's firing up his throat like straight poison. Caldera then drops that she wanted to be the one to off him, and Tarme observes that even though Kella was in mad pain, he just wouldn't die, meaning his poison recipe was a damn flop. Just then, the castle doors swing wide as the Demon King, Hel Khaldun, storms in after his hero hunt. Both Tarme and Caldera act like he's their pop, so it seems Kella's also the Demon King's kid. Khaldun steps up, asking what all the commotion was about, and when Caldera tries to pin it on Kella, Khaldun grabs Tarme and Caldera by the neck, calling their noise a disgrace and saying he only wanted the sound of a mighty demon's final roar. Before anyone can catch their breath, he knocks out Kella, Caldera, and Tarme. In short, Kangchi reincarnates into another world as Kella, surrounded by two demon siblings out for blood and a Demon King dad who doesn't give a fuck about him. In Kella's flashback, before all the demon drama kicked in, little Kella was bawling his eyes out because Caldera straight up jabbed his eye with a fork and Tarme tried to poison his grub. His mama, all badass and unapologetic, told him, "You're a demon, so show him what that means." But Kella's like, "Nah, mom, if I start clapping back, they'll off me first." She then drops the truth bomb that even his pops went and offed all 12 of his own brothers to snag the Demon King crown. And just to make sure he got it, she whips out a knife and stabs him as a grim demo of preemptive strike tactics. Man, this family's twisted as hell, and gotta admit, his mama was fine as fuck. Anyways, back in the now, Kangchi, now Kella, snaps out of that memory when a demon maid comes through with a "You good, Kella?" vibe. Turns out those scars from that mess, the stab wounds and poison, already healed because our boy's rocking some crazy regenerative skills. I mean, I always wondered how he managed to survive when his sister's stabbing him and his brother's poisoning him on the daily. This maid, Rin, with all the nonchalant attitude, tells him it's time for the family meal. Now, Rin's always been a bit of a bitch to Kella, since the kid was always the underdog and bullied like hell, but that only made him realize that this messed up world isn't too different from his old one. Rolling into the dining hall, his father, the Demon King, calls him out for being late. Pops's presence is overpowering, but Kella holds it together and apologizes as he takes his seat. The moment he sits, Caldera greets him by chucking a knife at his leg with her feet. Kella, not trying to blow his cover that he's actually Kangchi reincarnated as Kella, bites his tongue. But as he digs in, he figures out the grub's been poisoned by Tarm, who's dead-ass asking if the food was as delicious as he intended it to be. Shocking? Nah, just another day in this fucked up clan. That's when Kella's had it, realizing these three dickheads aren't fam at all. In his past life, he was the strongest map designer, but still got bullied around, and he ain't about to relive that mess. So he grabs a plate of that deadly food, turns on Seldera and says, "Taste this, bitch," while drenching her with it. Then he spins to Tarme, snatches that knife she tossed, and goes, "Yo, nigga, try some of what Seldera dished out this morning," before jabbing Tarme in the arm. Finally, he blasts at his pops. "Yo, pops, we're demons. Why the hell we got a happy meal together? Let's eat alone from now on," and flips the table, leaving his father and the whole crew shook. Later on, as Kella's roaming around, nursing a half-assed beating from his demon dad for the table flip, he can't help but feel damn good about clapping back at those sorry siblings. Thanks to his insane regen, he bounces back in no time. And he even senses some new foreign energy pulsing through him. No shocker, since his old man is the Demon King. Rin steps in again, telling him it's time for his damn lesson on demon powers. Kella, ever the savage, fires back. "I already know, so shut your mouth, bitch." And damn, that caught Rin off guard. According to his old memories, these lessons were some of the worst crap he'd ever endured before he got reincarnated as Kella. But there's no backing out now. He's marching into class. Once there, the instructor drops that Seldera and Tarm ain't showing up today. That's when Kella peeps that every demon in class, who used to beat him bloody and get hyped by his siblings to do it harder, is back for round 2. What they don't know is that Kella ain't weak, even if he's got a soft spot. Plain and simple, he was a big old bitch. But now that Kangchi's taken over, shit's about to change. The instructor walks in and asks who's up to spar today. One dude speaks up like, "It's me and Kella," and then throws a little jab like, or should I say, "Sir Kella." Everybody laughs, expecting Kella to fold like always. But nah, not this time. Kella keeps his cool, steps up to the front with zero hesitation. Instructor signals the start. Now this dude's hyped, thinking he's about to mop the floor with Kella like usual. The rest of the class, already laughing, waiting for Kella to start crying like back in the day. But Kella just stands there, calm, thinking, this is just like my past life. High school all over again. No money, no strength, just getting bullied left and right. But now, ain't no damn way I'm letting it happen again. And just like that, Kella's mana starts leaking out like a damn tsunami. Dude can't even move from the pressure. His knee's about to give out. Then boom. Kella blitzes him with one clean hit. Straight to the face. My guy hits the floor so hard, folks start whispering, "Yo, is he dead?" Nah, he ain't dead, but trust me, he's never pulling anyone again with that face. Kella leans down and asks, "What was that? You called me Kella? Not Sir Kella?" Dude starts begging like his life depends on it, and Kella just goes, "Don't ever do that again." Honestly, Kella's too nice. If that was me, I'd have stomped him out till the floor got dense. Then he looks at the instructor, who's visibly shaking like a wet puppy, and says, "Hey, teach, class ain't over." Instructor's like, "Yes, of course," trying to act normal while internally screaming. Meanwhile, unknown to everyone, the Demon King himself just watched the whole thing go down from the shadows. Back to Seldera and Tarmi, both laid up getting treated. Seldera's mad as hell that Kella straight up threw poisoned food at her face. Tarme's like, "Yo, chill, focus on healing. We don't got that broken regen skill like he does." Seldera yells, "Exactly! Why the hell is he the only one with super regen?" Then Tarme remembers something wild. "You remember when he flipped that table this morning? I swear I saw Father smile, for the first time in my life." Seldera hears that and loses it even more. So Tarme drops an idea. "Look, I know we don't work together, we're both gunning for the throne, but just this once, let's team up and get rid of Kella." And Seldera? She's down. "Yeah, we kill him before Father gives him all the shine." Cut back to class. Instructor brings up a hologram, old image of the previous Demon King, Turk Khaldun, said to be the strongest in his era, till he got taken out by the Heavens Guild with some shady cowardly ambush. Ever since then, all these other greedy guilds been circling the Demon Kingdom like vultures. Kella's watching all this, quiet. He knows every single one of those guilds. That's the reason he can't leave the Demon Castle. Too many eyes, too many threats. Instructor says, "To protect the kingdom, y'all gotta give it your all in combat class." And the class echoes back like good little soldiers. Later, Kella's chilling on the castle rooftop, deep in thought. He knows he can't just sit around. If he does, either his psycho siblings or the Heavens Guild's war is gonna catch him slipping. So he asks Rin, "Father's leaving for battle in 3 days, right?" Rin nods. Kella's like, "All right, Demon Castle's got one big-ass weakness. We never had a proper map architect. Those guilds are using the neglected territories to sneak attacks. But I got a plan." He decides to spend the next 3 days mapping out the entire kingdom, terrain, choke points, the works. So when war hits, his pops can wipe the floor with the enemy. And in the chaos, Kella plans to dip. For real this time. Kella didn't waste no time. Man snapped his fingers and told Rin to whip up a secret office in the castle basement, like, right now. He needed a spot to plot his moves where his pops, Demon King Hel Kaldun, wouldn't be lurking over his shoulder. Meanwhile, Hel Kaldun himself was still nursing his wounds, low-key recovering like a tank, but not sleeping on his son. Bro's staring into the abyss like, yeah, I gotta keep my eye on Kella. Gotta confirm it before it's too late. What's it? Hell if we know. Anyway, Rin comes through with the office, and it was tragic. Kella looked at her like, girl, what is this? Rin, shaking in her damn boots, goes, you said make it a secret, right? This is as secret as it gets. She then stares at Kella like she's seeing him for the first time. Damn. This dude used to be a walking L, but now he low-key kinda cool, and just as her mind starts spiraling into Fantasyland, Kella snaps, quit dreaming and get me a cup of coffee. ASAP. Rin darts out like she's in a track meet, but halfway down the hall, she freezes. Wait a damn minute. What the hell is a coffee? At the same time, Hel Kaldun's shadow looms behind her. Demon King just rolls up and hits her with the stare. What you doing down here in the basement? And where's Kella? Rin, lips zipped, eyes wide. Kella told her to keep the office hush-hush. But like, who tiff is trying to lie to the literal Demon King? So yeah, her mouth did what mouths do. Back in the janky office, Kella's deep in the zone, looking over a map of the Demon Kingdom. Dude's like, man, this place is just like the game from my past life, and just like before, making maps is my favorite part. Boom. Door flies open. Hel Kaldun storms in and without even flinching, plunges his hand straight through Kella's chest. If you're trying to kill me, boy, do it properly. Stop hiding behind secret basements. Kella's eyes go wide, but he grits his teeth. Damn, that hurt more than when Seldera stabbed me. But then again, it is the Demon King. Figures. Still bleeding out like it's just another Tuesday, he holds up the map. Look, the outskirts of the Demon Castle are weak as hell for the incoming fight with the Heavens Guild, but if we shift the terrain like this, it'll give us a major edge. Hel Kaldun studies the map. He pulls his fist out of his son's chest. You could have just told me this. Why build a damn office in secret? Because I knew you wouldn't let me. I needed to finish it first, then show you. I'm trying to help you, Pops. I want to help exterminate the Heavens Guild. Normally, those words would have signed his death warrant. But this time? How long is it going to take to finish the map? The Demon King asks. 5. 5 days? That's too long. They attack in 3. Nah, I said 5 hours, Kella grins. In 3 days, we'll have the terrain ready. Just chill, sip a coffee, or whatever they got here, and let your boy run the plays. Hel Kaldun pauses, shocked, impressed. Fine, but if that map's trash, I'll use it to rip you in half. Then he turns and walks out like a boss. Kella slumps back. I lived? What kind of dad stabs his son? Oh yeah, Mom stabbed me too when I was 5. Never mind. He calls Rin back in and tells her to haul his bleeding self to the medics. 5 hours later, map complete. The demon army moves out like clockwork. Construction begins, and the mages cast massive illusion magic to hide the entire operation. The terrain itself starts to change, just like Kella planned. Meanwhile, back at the Heavens Guild's base, the guildmaster gets word. Sir, the demons are warping the land. Should we strike? Nah, the guildmaster scoffs. Let them build. In 3 days, the Talkin' Force, the strongest unit in Talua, is gonna roll up. Them terrain tweaks won't mean a damn thing. The Talkin' Force, legendary as hell, comes flying in, mounted on dragons. One soldier turns to their red-headed commander, Cirrus. Commander, we really gonna pull this off? We taking the Demon King's head? Cirrus flips her red hair, eyes glinting. Relax, bro. We ain't just taking it, we gonna slice it clean. Back at the Demon Castle, Hel Kaldun, the big dog himself, stared at the map Kella cooked up. It wasn't flawless, sure, but with his body on its last leg, he didn't got time to be a critic. Tomorrow wasn't just another battle, it was the day. The day Hell and Heaven clash. And Hell was going to settle this with the Heavens Guild once and for all. Meanwhile, the demon army was grinding non-stop, reshaping the kingdom's terrain just like Kella had mapped out. Kella watched it all unfold, and while it wasn't as smooth as slapping terrain tiles in a game with a mouse, it was working. The clock was ticking and everything was lining up. All he had to do now was wait for the war to pop off. Then, the next morning, the Talkin' Force, Talua's pride, its strongest elite, pulled up to the Heavens Guild assembly. The guildmaster welcomed them without hesitation, and the Talcon commander wasted no time, saying they were ready to end the Demon King once and for all. With everyone hyped and geared up to move out, they thought they were about to steamroll the demons. But then, a magic circle flared up in front of them. The Talcon leader's instincts kicked in. This wasn't just some flare, this was a sneak attack. He barked out commands, forming defensive lines, but when the circle exploded open, it wasn't an army. It was one man. Hell. Freakin' Kaldun, straight in the middle of their territory, standing like he owned the place. The Heavens Guild was shook. This All part of Kella's plan. See, beforehand, they disabled the surveillance barrier the Heavens Guild had around the Demon Kingdom, making it possible for Hell to slip through undetected using teleportation magic. But not everybody was feeling it. Seldera and Tarme had tried to shut that idea down. Hell wasn't fully healed yet, and they knew it. But the king wasn't trying to hear it. He wasn't about to sit on the bench while the real fight was happening. So here he was, right in enemy territory, ready to make a statement. As the Heavens Guild scrambled and the Talkin' Force locked in, the battlefield went full chaos. But while all eyes were on Hellkalden, Kella was already moving his next piece. Behind the scenes, the full demon army was locked, loaded, and already en route. Everything was on track. Once the enemy got tunnel vision on Hell, Kella dropped the hammer, ordering the entire army to charge in. Now the Heavens Guild was boxed in, caught between the Demon King in their core and the Demon Legions storming from the flanks. But just when it felt like checkmate, two familiar shadows slipped through the chaos. Seldera and Tarme. They weren't here to fight the army. They were here to end him. They'd seen enough of Kella's rise, and this was the moment to snuff it out. But they knew brute force wouldn't cut it. Dude had regen like a cheat code. No matter how many times he bled, he bounced right back. So Tarme went first, lashing his whip and locking Kella in place. No escape. Then, without hesitation, Seldera lunged, blade gleaming, aiming straight for Kella's throat. And this time, they weren't playing. With his head cleanly sliced off, Kella's lifeless body and head go tumbling off the top of the demon castle. Is that it? Is this the end for Kella? Up above, Seldera and Tarme stare down from the castle edge, finally relieved that the thorn in their path, Kella, is gone. Tarm suggests they head out to assist their father, Demon King Hellkalden, in the battlefield. But before he can move, Seldera pulls out a short knife and bam, lunges at him. Tarme barely dodges, but the blade still digs into his arm. He looks at it, shocked. This was Mom's blade, the one Dad banned anyone from using. But Seldera don't give a damn. She smirks and says, "We're demons. Rules don't apply to us." Now that Kella's out of the picture, if she kills Tarme too, she'll be the only one left to claim the Demon King's throne. Tarme snaps. His rage boils over, and he charges at her, ready to end her on the spot. But Seldera just laughs. "You're already done. That stab wasn't just for show." And boom, they clash. A sibling bloodbath begins. Meanwhile, down below the chaos, Kella, even with his head chopped clean off, is still conscious. Barely. He's wondering, how the hell did Seldera and Tarme end up this messed up? Or were they always like this? But his thoughts get cut short as the ground splits open, and Rin grabs Kella's body and holds his head in place, trembling, praying he doesn't die. While all this is going down, the war at Heaven's Guild base is still raging. More demons start flooding in through a hidden path, but part of the guild already expected that move. Still, the demon army doesn't hesitate. They charge in like maniacs, willing to die for their king. Back at the front lines, the Heaven Guild's dragon charges up a breath attack and blasts it at Hell. Man just squints at it and says, "Been a while since I got hit with dragon breath." Next thing you know, he grabs the dragon by the head and rips it clean off. Everyone from the Talkin' Force is shook. Spells start flying in desperation. A storm of magic slams into Hell and the demon army. It's a full-on barrage, and when the dust settles, they see him. Hell. In his full power, his final demon form, his presence alone, enough to paralyze the entire battlefield. Some soldiers can't even move. Cirrus, the Talcon commander, screams at her troops to get it together, but even their own general is trembling in fear. And while this chaos unfolds, Hell's just casually thinking to himself, the only flaw in Kella's plan, there's no exit. We're smack in the center of enemy territory, surrounded. But as the Demon King, Hell ain't the type to care about escaping. He's not here to run. He's here to slaughter. Maybe Kella knew that too, but either way, it doesn't matter. Hell readies himself to turn this whole battlefield into a graveyard. The Talkin' General realizes what's about to go down and yells, "Everyone, use everything you got, now!" The real battle begins. Back underground, Rin's hands are shaking. She's holding Kella's severed head to his body, panicking, begging it to work. Flashback. A few days ago, Kella did some straight-up psycho shut. He cut off his own arm and told Rin to hold it in place. She watched it heal back perfectly. Then he says, "Next, I'm testing my head." Rin was like, "Hell no." But after a long back and forth, they scrapped the idea. Or so she thought. Kella then told her to pass a message to Seldera's maid, exactly what to say. Rin went and told her, Kella plans to kill Seldera during the war, while the Demon King is distracted. That maid was heated. And when Rin added that this was Seldera's best shot to slice Kella's head off, because there's no way he could regenerate from that, it sealed the trap, which means Kella wanted this to happen. That whole death scene, it was part of the plan. Still, Rin was terrified it might actually work too well. She was about to break down when Kella's head fuses back to his neck. He gasps back to life and says, "That damn blade slowed my regen. It was imbued with mana. But it don't matter. Everything's going exactly as Kella planned." Rin, relieved that Kella didn't actually die, throws her arms around him, hugging him tight while letting out a deep breath she'd been holding in. Kella's caught off guard and instantly flustered, quickly pushing her back, but he uses that moment to do something unexpected. He releases the contract binding Rin as his servant. Just like that, he sets her free, because let's be real, she earned that freedom a long time ago. Now that the contract's done, Kella tells Rin she can finally live life how she wants, then just turns to leave. Rin's shook. She remembers when they were kids how Kella was the only one who actually treated her like a person, even when she was just the maid. So she snaps out at it, runs after him, and yells that she's coming with him. Kella tries to shake her off, saying she'll just slow him down. But after their usual back and forth banter, he knows there's no stopping her. He gives in. Meanwhile, back on the battlefield, it's chaos. The general of the Talkin' forces is barely standing, body beat to hell. But what's worse? Hell Kaldun, the Demon King himself, is looking even more messed up. Arms sliced off, blood everywhere, but still standing like a goddamn monster. No exhaustion, no weakness, just pressure. The general realizes it then and there. Hell is different, on a whole other level. Ain't nobody beating this man. Hell looks around. Almost everyone, both the Heaven's Guild and his demon army, wiped out. And as he stands alone, he thinks of his kids, Saldera, Tarma, and Kella. But they ain't coming. And it's fine. This was his war from the jump, so with his last bit of mana, he decides it's time to end this. Cut back to Kella and Rin, running through the castle tunnels. They see a path leading outside, freedom. But before they can get through, Rin stops cold. Magic attacks fly at him from the shadows. She blocks them just in time. 3 mages from the Heaven's Guild surveillance squad step out, all dressed for murder. Kella's tight. They were this close to escaping. And how the hell did the guild even know about this tunnel? The mages start throwing spells. Rin's blocking all she can, yelling at Kella to make a run for it. Says it's her job to protect him. But Kella knows her best spells are basic defense. She can't attack for shot. She's planning to sacrifice herself. Nah, Kella's not letting that happen. He grabs her by the shoulder and yeets her to the side. Stop trying to act tough, he says. If you're gonna follow me, then don't die on me now. The mages laugh. What's this? Kella, the weakest demon in the kingdom, trying to act hard? They've heard the rumors. This dude couldn't hurt a fly. Mid-tier spells could supposedly fold him. But what they don't know is that Kella's not the same. Kangchi's soul is in the driver's seat now, and he ain't got the time to be soft. One of the mages charges up a spell. Kella casually cuts it off. Everyone, Rin included, is stunned. Next thing they know, Kella grabs one of the mages by the face and slams him hard into the ground. Is that so? Then maybe y'all should double-check your sources. Boom. Kella blasts the guy's face with mana, knocking him out cold. Rin's jaw hits the floor. She had no idea Kella was packing like that. The other 2 mages? Panicking. Their intel told them Kella was a punk. But this version? He's got hands and mana. Backed into a corner, they resort to their last resort, the Light Spear spell. They dump all their mana into one shot. The catch? If it fails, they die. They fire it too fast. Kella and Rin get caught in it, trapped. Rin apologizes, says she wasn't strong enough to protect him. Then one of the mages pulls out a hidden blade, saying they'll reward themselves before killing them. The other agrees. That's when Kella sees it. Nothing's changed. Even in this world, some humans still see others as playthings. They decide to kill Kella first. He's furious. They were so close to escaping. Then, as the blade is above him, Kella feels something. Something's coming. Just then, Kella sees a mana hologram of his father, the Demon King himself. Hell Kaldun. Man's standing there like a ghost from the past, and Kella's first thought? Ain't no way. Did this man win the war and now came all the way here just to stop me from dipping out the Demon Kingdom? But Hell says, I've fought enough battles to last a lifetime, had plenty of time to think on the decision I'm about to make. Kella's confused, like, bro, what decision? And Hell keeps it real. Saldera? She don't give a damn about the demon race. She'd watch him burn while sipping tea. Tarmi? No ambition, no hunger. He's not the one either. But you, Kella. Despite how much you run from it, you're the one most fit to carry the throne. Kella instantly fires back like, bruh, I don't want none of that king shit. But Hell's not listening. He knows his time's up. He drops the bomb. A true demon king can pass his mana down before death, and I've chosen you. Before Kella could say anything else, Hell transfers all his remaining mana into him, sealing his fate. Hell Kaldun was gone, dead. But he ain't asked for mourning. Don't cry for me, boy. Stand tall like a true demon. Then, cut to the battlefield. Hell's head hits the ground. The Talkin' Force general, dead. Split clean in half. Commander Cirrus steps up and says the general sacrificed himself to kill Hell. The rest of the battered Heaven's Guild and Talkin' soldiers, they start cheering like they just slayed the final boss. Back to Kella. Hell's mana now burns in his veins. And with a sudden surge of power, he breaks free from the light spear spell that was binding him and Rin. Rin's eyes go wide, and the two mages straight shook. They had no clue where this sudden demon juice came from. As Hell's mana courses through him, Kella realizes it. Hell's dead. His plan actually worked. The mages, out of mana, out of luck. They try to dip. Kella tells Rin, yo, step back for a sec. There's this heavy void, a bottomless darkness inside him. Hell's power. And now, it's time to test it. And lucky for him, he got 2 perfect crash test dummies. The mages start panicking, calling him a demon. Kella says, demon? Didn't you motherfuckers say you wanted to have your way with Rin earlier? Then, boom, he drops a mana blast that sends both of them flying like ragdolls. They're done. KO'd. But even with this new power, his body's already feeling the pressure. It's strong, yeah, but he still can't use the full thing yet. Doesn't matter though. Mission accomplished. He checks on Rin. She's alive. She can move. So together they walk toward the exit of the demon castle. And just like that, Kella has finally escaped. The demon castle, the demon kingdom, all behind him. He was free. But just as he steps out, boom, a magic circle lights up under his feet. His body starts glowing. Rin's eyes go wide. Teleportation magic. Kella reaches out. Rin, grab my hand. She does, and in the blink of an eye, they vanish. Destination? Unknown. Kella scans the area, trying to piece together where the hell they at. Rin goes, wait, Kella, you didn't tell me you could use teleportation magic. But Kella just shrugs. I ain't the one who used it. It's gotta be some kind of auto-spell hell setup, like a dead man's switch. If he dies, all his kids get poofed to safety. Rin then notices something strange. All their wounds were gone. Kella's like, yeah, teleportation probably took 3 days. Gave our bodies time to heal. Hell must have timed it that way. Healing and teleportation, 2 birds, 1 spell. Low-key, maybe Hell did care about his kids, even if just a little. Then Rin, a bit more serious now, asks, so he's really gone? Kella nods. Yup, just as planned, he thinks to himself, keeping that thought on the low. Then, out of nowhere, Rin hits him with, Kella, please become the next Demon King. Bro looks at her like, why the hell would I do that? Rin stares dead serious. Because honestly, you're the only one who's actually fit to rule after Hell. I'll be your servant till you claim that throne. Kella don't really give a damn about the whole Demon King gig, but he needs people, so he just hits her with, do what you want. They keep walking, and Rin points out that they're on the outskirts of Arsol, a magic country known for breeding demon-slaying prodigies. And right now, they're celebrating the fall of Demon King Hell like it's a damn festival. If they get found out here as demons, it's game over. So she's like, yo, we need to blend in. Both of them morph into human forms and start walking through the city. It's lively, floating buildings everywhere, magic flowing through the air like Wi-Fi. As they walk, Kella turns to Rin. Tell me everything you know about this place. Rin starts explaining, Arsol's a small island nation on the eastern edge of Talua, blessed by a sea cryptid called Watergore, which made magic flourish. The whole country runs on mana, and they've always had beef with demons, like generational beef. Kella's thinking, why would Hell teleport him here of all places? Rin's the one stressing now, like, bro, why are we walking into the lion's den? Let's dip. But Kella cool with it. Nah, you can't just run without a plan. And besides, this place is perfect. Everything here runs on magic. He needs that knowledge. He want to build stuff like he did back in his old world, but even better. But just then, Rin's stomach growls like a beast. Kella's like, aight, let's eat first. Cue the shopping spree. They bounce from stall to stall, stuffing themselves with every delicious thing in sight. Then Rin's like, yo, let's hit a bar too, just for fun. So they walk into one, thinking it's just another stop. But boom! Commander Cirrus from the Talkin' Force is front and center, raising a glass, celebrating Hell's death. Drinks on me, she shouts. Kella and Rin, both lightweight as hell, sip on some drinks, trying to stay low-key. Kella leans back, eyes half closed, and thinks, maybe taking a little break ain't so bad after all. But just as he gets comfy, Cirrus catches a glimpse of them in the crowd, and something about them feels off. Right after, my dude Kella just starts straight throwing up his guts from that weak-ass hangover. Rin, mad but not really surprised, is like, bro, you knew you couldn't handle that much liquor. Matter of fact, you shouldn't have even been drinking in the first place. They literally throwing a festival celebrating your dad's death, you clown. Kella, not even feeling guilty, just fires back. Ain't you the one who told us to drink first? Bro couldn't even defend herself, caught in 4K. But right then, the whole town starts rushing toward the town center. Mad hype, because a brand new S-rank quest just dropped. Everybody's confused though, like, yo, the Demon King's dead. What could even be S-rank now? Kella's like, the hell's all this noise about? Meanwhile, Rin's already panicking on the low, because up till now, the only S-rank quest was to kill the Demon King. So she grabs Kella by the arm like, we pulling up to see what's good, and drags his drunk ass over. When they finally get to the town center, they see it, and man, the new S-rank quest? Kill Kella. Kella's jaw drops, and he straight up blurts out loud, Bro, what? The Demon King is dead. Why y'all after me now? Rin, quick thinking like a real one, hushes him up fast. He just laughs it off and tells the crowd, oh, don't mind him. He's just drunk and talking crazy. Everybody buys it, luckily. But some of the townsfolk are like, wait, ain't Kella the weakest one out of all the Demon King's kids? This S-rank quest about to be easier than a B-rank, lol. Hearing that, Kella's tight. Still, bro knows he gotta lay low before things get messy. He whispers to Rin like, yo, we gotta dip, fast. Rin's like, bet, but hold up. What do I even call you now? I can't be yelling Kella out here in public. Kella thinks for a sec, then goes, call me Chiwoo. Rin just stares at him like, Chiwoo? What in the anime protagonist name is that? Just call me that. Damn it. Whatever. Rin's stressing though, because she didn't think the bounty on Kella's head would come out this fast. Kella's just focused on getting their supplies and getting the hell out of Dodge. But then they bump into Cirrus again. Cirrus steps up like, yo, I heard there's a new S-rank quest. Y'all hear about that? Kella's watching her real close, because back at the tavern, folks were calling her the Hope of Arsal. Translation, she ain't no ordinary drunk soldier. She tries striking up a convo, but Kella and Rin keep it short and dry, trying to dip. Nice try, though, but Cirrus ain't letting them go that easy. She casually throws her arms over their shoulders and says, man, this new S-rank quest gonna be light work. I mean, Kella was supposed to be mad weak, right? That aside, something's different about you two. Y'all smell different somehow. Instant panic mode. Kella and Rin are both thinking, shit, she saw through the disguise? But then Cirrus smirks and goes, nah, y'all just smell funny. Probably just some dirty travelers who ain't bathed in a while. And then she invites them to her house to clean up and have more drinks. Bro, they're shook, but they gotta play it cool. So they fake smile and roll with it. Now fast forward, Kella's chilling, finally getting a proper hot bath for the first time in a minute. Got tea, got snacks, man's in paradise. Kella's just thinking, this is isekai life ain't so bad after all. Meanwhile, Rin's in the other bath, struggling to hold it together. Cause guess what? Cirrus jumped into the damn bath with her. Rin's trying to act normal, but she's sweating bullets inside, thinking, if she finds out I'm a demon, we're done. It's wraps. Game over. And Cirrus, all casual, just hits her with, yo, why you so tense? Acting like you some demon that got caught or something. Rin lets out a hella awkward laugh like, ha, what? Me? New. Cirrus nods and says, let me hit you with a little scent magic to calm you down. But the second Rin sees the type of magic Cirrus about to cast, holy magic, she's thinking, oh hell no! Holy magic ain't just calm down magic for demons. It rips their mana apart and would snatch that human disguise right off her skin. If that spell hits, it's a wrap. And while Rin's sitting there in full-on DEFCON 1 panic, praying for a miracle, Kella's in the other bath, chilling with tea like, man, life's good.